All right, here we are at Sequoia National Park, Lodgepole Campground. This is our campsite. It's pretty nice. And we're cooking breakfast. So today we're gonna do a couple of short hikes here in the park, and tomorrow we will get on to the High Sierra Trail.
Yes, I could all capitals. Yeah, I don't know which.
I mean, to get the mail geotext me, and apparently our tickets are being shipped.
You got this.
Struck and possibly killed by lightning.
I got Albert.
I bet.
Sweet.
Okay, buddies.
If you want to go back.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's time to rest a bit.
I'm just capturing my image.
All right, this is the top of Morrow Rock. When we start backpacking tomorrow, we're heading off that way, over that ridge. Not tomorrow, but the day after. Well, the day after tomorrow.
But I think we're a good week.
Well done. Did you count the steps?
Do it on the way down.
On the way down. Now we are heading down. Apparently this is the scarier part, the heading down part.
Yes. I love when they get comfy and they just choose a spot like that.
Yeah. Right.
Well, there's the top of Morrow Rock where we just climbed. A long way down.
The American state of mind, because not being able to drive is a recension of freedom and a sign of communism.
Really good.
Going to see the General Sherman tree. Good morning. It is about 6:30 in the morning, and we were just waking up and packing up here at Lodgepole Camp at Sequoia National Park, and we have to get packed up and then head on over to the trailhead and begin our trek. We have about a little over 11 miles to do today to Bear Paw Meadow, where we will camp. Kristen and Jackie, the wives who have been so kind to transport us, are going to be dropping us off at the shuttle, and the shuttle will take us over to the trailhead, and then they will continue on down to Southern California, and they're going to meet us in a few days at Whitney Portal when we finish. So yeah, let's do it.
Our hovering friends are back.
Got mud on your boots? Not yet. Yeah. Ooh, look at the lizard. And over there is Morrow Rock. That's where we were yesterday.
Yeah, keep looking for a moment or something. And keep talking, I would say.
Does not give one flying about us, does he? He's got a video. And this is our lunch spot, right up over there. All right, today's lunch is pepperoni on a tortilla. Pretty darn good. You know.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we're not going up there.
Yeah. Not quite yet.
We're going over that way, somewhere. It's been a dusty day.
I was looking for a couple of crack spots around here.
Home for the night. All right, after a long day, we've made it here to Bear Paw Meadow. So this is my setup on a very narrow, flat spot. And the rest of our group is over that way and up there. There's a water spigot right there, which is kind of cool. There is a privy over that way. We haven't checked it out yet to see what it's like. And we've heard reports that there was already a bear here just about the time that we arrived, so hooray. All right, Brennan, what's on the menu?
Got a loaded baked mashed potatoes. Yes, loaded baked mashed potatoes even. We got some brie cheese to top in with it as well.
Okay,
Fantastic
that
combination.
is, yeah, that's the way to go, for sure.
Absolutely.
I think we're doing exactly the same thing. Brie and mashed potatoes and a little bit of powdered milk and summer sausage. Starting day 2 of our trek. Last night was pretty good at this campsite. Pretty quiet. Didn't hear any bears. Didn't have any bear issues. These deer really like to walk around. There's a doe and a buck that cruise around, do their rounds around the campsite. I think they own the place. So that was kind of fun. But we're mostly all packed up, and we have pretty significant climb to get up and over Sequoia Pass, I believe it's called, or Sequoia Gap. So I think we have to go up about 3,000 feet and then down a bit to Hamilton Lake, and then we have to go up another 800 feet or so. So yeah, a lot of climbing today, but then tomorrow I think is pretty much all downhill. So yeah, here we go. It's the ranger station. Got a pretty nice view. Heading up that way somewhere. Long way down. All right, I'll take you across this bridge with me. Very high up. And over here on the other side is the old bridge. Pretty impressive. What do you think?
Crazy.
Yeah. Right after that bridge down there, we started on the climb. So we're going through some switchbacks. Thankfully it's in the shade right now. And then partway up here we'll take a break and then keep climbing. All right, Precipice Lake is up there. That's where we are headed. A lot of climbing between us and that. The cable from the old bridge that collapsed at some point.
1932.
1932, and there's one of the concrete supports. And over on that side, let's see. Probably see the other ones there. In a minute, we'll walk through the tunnel that they built after the bridge collapsed. Just trying to show the perspective of where we're standing. It goes down a long way. Somewhere is the old bridge down there. Which is pretty insane. It's pretty wild.
That's fucking cool.
That's
Don't
so
look
cool.
there.
You've done that.
So you can see this is looking up from the inner part of the turn here. So it's looking up, definitely avalanche zone. And then a little vertigo going here. We're gonna look straight down. Somewhere down there is the old bridge. Maybe it'll show up in this, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that it would be built down a lot more. But
Precipice Lake is right over there beneath the snow. And up to the left after that is the gap, Sequoia Gap. I'll put the name down here below. It's not often that I'm speechless, but Precipice Lake is something else. Wow. There's a famous photograph that Ansel Adams took of this lake. I think his photograph was more like this, where it was just the sheer face in the water. But I'm no Ansel Adams. All the water running down the other side. Just amazing. This is Mount George Stewart, named in honor of Colonel George Stewart, 1857 to 1931, the founder of Sequoia National Park. And that peak is up that way somewhere. But here we are at the top of, is it Sequoia? Sequoia Gap. Look at that big U-shaped valley. Very All right, we got about 2 miles to go. It's about 6:10.
I'm just appreciating it.
We'll see how this goes.
Yes.
We're all tired, but it's all downhill. So we're thinking that we should roll into camp. It's about an hour light left, which should give us enough time to set up camp and make some dinner and then go to bed. Looks like there was an avalanche here not too long ago. All the trees were broken off. So it must have come from somewhere up there and down across the valley and wiped out all these trees. Well, here's our campsite for night 2. There's Reese's tent, there's my tent. So Tim's over there, we have somebody over there. We have lots of mosquitoes. And dinner is happening. Ramen tonight, right?
Yes.
Pretty much everybody doing ramen.
yes.
It's been a long day, it's late, so we're gonna cook food, get to bed. I'll turn this around, you can see me in all my glory. Yep, it's a little buggy here. Morning of day 3. It is cold. We're guessing what, maybe in the 30s, high 30s, somewhere in there, but we are heading out. We have about a mile down to the ranger station. We'll get some water, and then we have a bit of a climb, and then mostly downhill today. So we'll see how many miles we can make. Filtering some water at this lovely stream. We've done a little bit of climbing. We still have a little bit more before we do our big descent. But now's a good time to get water.
Don't digress.
I won't digress.
I know you will.
This is a nice reward after the bad trail and all the climbing yesterday. Nice flat, smooth trail. Walking by this meadow here. And I think we'll be stopping for lunch shortly. I'm looking forward to my pepperoni on tortilla.
There you go.
Okay, so we've finished the major climbing of the day. We may have a few ups and downs later, but now we're just descending. So our goal is to maybe try to do 15 miles today to get to a hot spring that we hear could be cool, but may not be that cool, but we'll make our own judgment on that. Hot water just sounds nice right about now. We've done 11 miles the past 2 days, but they were much more difficult miles than this, so we're hoping that we can keep a good pace, get some miles behind us. We're about halfway done for the day. I don't know what time it is now, maybe 1 o'clock or something like that. So
Pretty good sized tree.
a few ferns. That is the Kern River Canyon, and our campsite is somewhere down there. But we have to navigate all these switchbacks with rocks and big steps to get down there. All right, we're down in the Kern River Canyon, finally. After the descent, it would never end. And now we're getting close to the hot springs. Well, after a 15.5-mile day and a really nasty descent right at the very end, we are here at our campsite. There's the Kern River right there, and we're in this deep canyon. You can see the walls going up there. But this is a pretty snazzy little campsite. We have a bear box over there, right there. And over that way, there's a hot spring. So we're gonna at least go check it out, see if it's worth getting in. We've heard varying reports, but we will at least give it a go. So yeah, this was a big day. Tomorrow is a shorter day. We're gonna hike up this canyon, follow the river upstream, right? Yes, upstream, to set us up the next day to begin the big climb up towards Guitar Lake and Mount Whitney. So yeah, I'll show you around the camp once everybody's set up here. All right, there's 3 tents. There's one. And my tent is over there. Our neighbors are using that bear box. There's the other one, and Tim. And one last shot of the river. Good morning from day 4. This is the Kern hot spring. It's empty right now, but there's hot water. You can probably see the steam coming off of it. And you just plug the hole, this thing fills up, and it makes for a wonderful soak. We did that last night after I shot my last video, and it was delightful. And got this amazing view. So yeah, definitely a nice treat after a very long hike. You can actually see there's a pool back there that's steaming, so I guess maybe the water comes from over there somewhere. Well, this is day 4. We're just breaking camp and filtering water and getting ready to hit the trail. Pretty good night last night, slept pretty well. Since we have a short day today, only about 7 miles, we slept in a bit more, got some rest after our long day yesterday, so that was nice. And so we have about 7 miles up this canyon, a little bit of elevation gain, but not much. We're at about 6,900 feet, 6,900 feet right now. And over the next 3 days, we eventually have to get up to 14,505 up to the top of Mount Whitney. So a lot of climbing in the next few days, but today will be relatively easy. Most of it's packed into the last 2 days. So yeah, let's hit the trail. Well, at least I don't have to dig a hole today. And I have a view. So far we've been just gently climbing, mostly through this old burn zone. So not a lot of shade because there's no foliage on these trees, but beautiful views of the canyon and the river. So I think we're about 3 miles in on the day, something like that. And we'll take a break here in about a half mile and have a morning snack. Now we're hiking through the forest that isn't burned with these just incredibly big trees. Way up there. So it's nice to get some shade. The sun is a bit hot. That's looking back from where we came. I haven't really mentioned it before, but there are quite a few blowdowns on the trail, which is not surprising at all. Most of them are pretty easy to get around because they've been here for a while. So this one I just went over there, and then there's the second one you have to get over, but it was pretty easy. And not 100 feet from that last one, there's this one. And it looks like, just judging by the wear on the log, that most people have climbed over right there. It's a bit too low to crawl under easily and not quite high enough to just duck under. So I'm gonna climb over right here. Nice little log crossing here. Those guys already did it. Should be fine. And just like that, we are at camp. This looks like a delightful camp, mostly flat. We've got a water source right over there. We've got a bear box. And I've got a delightful spot right here. Well, it's only 3:22 and we pretty much have camp set up. Today was a planned kind of a short day, since tomorrow we have to climb over 3,000 feet to get up to Guitar Lake. We're gonna get up at 4 in the morning and begin the climb around 5, just to have the cool in the morning and to give ourselves time to get up there. So yeah, it'll be an early morning, so we're gonna go to bed early tonight, of course. But here's my setup. I'll turn this around and I'll give you a quick tour of the inside of my tent, sort of a backpacker's version of cribs. All right, so my tent is a Mountain Hardwear Nimbus 1, very lightweight. And here's a look inside. I've got my cushy sleeping pad, a nice sleeping bag, cozy pillow, and not much else. But it works beautifully. Here we have the attempt to use up food in our bear can. So we've got mashed potatoes, some summer sausage, pepperoni, and some Cheez-Its. Well, it's 6:30 and we are turning into bed because we'll have an early morning. So I'm going to tuck into my sleeping bag and we will hit the trail early tomorrow. Probably won't shoot any video early because it will be dark. But once we get up into the canyon, I'll start shooting some video. So good night. Good morning from day 5 on the High Sierra Trail. It's about 6:15. We've probably knocked out about 700 feet of this climb, maybe 600, 700. A lot more to go, but that's a good chunk. We got up at 4. We were on the trail probably by 5:15 at first light. And it's nice and cool and delightful to be hiking in this weather. So we're gonna keep forging on. We got one big climb, then mostly flat, and then we'll have another climb at the end to Guitar Lake. But yeah, we're hoping to get there at a decent time so we can get a good spot and be able to get to bed early tonight. So I'll show you some more of the sights along the way. Only 14.8 to go. It's kind of funny that we're closer to Forester Pass. It's the Kern River Canyon that we hiked up yesterday. And we came up from somewhere down there this morning. Well, we finally got into the sun. I had to take off my mid-layer, but it was nice while it lasted. We're probably more than a third of the way up this climb. And you can see where we're going. The trail kind of goes up the left side of this canyon. So since there are no switchbacks, that means the grade is not horrible, which is delightful. So. All right, time to do some rock hopping here. Doesn't look too bad. Then we get to take a break. You got it. Well, right up ahead is the junction with the JMT and the PCT. So we'll be making a right here and following that for a bit until we make the left to head up to Guitar Lake. Most of the climbing done for the day. I don't even think it's 9 o'clock. We are now officially on the PCT or the JMT. Since we merged with the PCT, we've seen quite a few PCT and JMT, John Muir Trail hikers. We just had a ranger check our permit. Wilson was his name. I don't remember his last name, but was very kind. Saw another ranger go by. She didn't stop to say anything, just passed me by. But yeah, that means we're close to the ranger station. I think it's maybe a mile ahead. And we're going to stop for lunch somewhere around there. Up there is where we're headed tomorrow. Today we're going to Guitar Lake, which is up over here somewhere, I think. So we made it to Guitar Lake. This will be my spot. And we have some more spots over there. What we learned from last time is that when the sun goes down over here, if there are no clouds, it just blasts your tent. So we've got these nice spots that are gonna get shade because we're gonna go to bed before it gets dark. So lesson learned from last time, but you can see all the people that are here. And then we'll hop on the trail right there in the morning and start making our way up. You can't see the summit, it's behind these rocks, but it's up there. About 3,000 feet. Here's my setup. Tent is all ready to go. I'll get some shade from that rock at some point here soon, which will be nice. It is, what time is it now? I don't even know what time it is, but I'll be going to bed very shortly. So the green tent belongs to Reese. Tim is down there. So Brendan is here. He's got some shade from this rock. At least he will at some point. And Cameron, where are you sleeping?
I'm gonna cowboy camp right under here.
Under this giant, massive boulder.
I hope it doesn't tip over tonight. I was jumping around on top of it. Should be okay.
Or you were just loosening it up. Good morning. It is right around 12:25 a.m. on our 6th day, and we are all up early to go summit Whitney. The goal is to try to get up there for sunrise, but that's not the main goal. Really, it's just to get up the mountain early and get down the mountain early. If we happen to get there for sunrise, then all the better. It's clear as a bell out there right now. Not terribly cold. So we'll see what this day holds. I probably won't be filming much on the way up the mountain because it's going to be pitch black. So we'll be hiking by headlamps. But once we get to the summit and on the way down, I should have some good footage to show you. So here we go. There's our first look at the sun coming up to the east. Maybe Venus in the sky up there. And you can see Lone Pine down there. So we're on the last, kind of the home stretch to the summit. We just got through a real sketchy, not fun section to do at night. Very much not fun, but we should have light when we come back doing this part. So we'll see you at the top. This is looking back. Tim is back there a ways. Not too far. But these are all the spires and the windows with the sun hitting them. It looks really cool. I'll turn this around. The summit is right there in the center of the screen. So I got to go up over here through a bit of snow and make the final push to the top. Might make sunrise, maybe. Well, I reached the snow. Last time we didn't go through this, we had to scramble up the rocks before this. So, from what I understand, this is not too bad. There's the hut in the shadow of Whitney back there.
I was checking all of them. None of them seemed to say. We have 1 minute. I'm gonna get my back on.
Oh, is that guitar right there?
Right on. Well done.